Hello and welcome. My name is Joe and welcome to my web series, Let's Draw Stuff. Today we're going to be going over turning digital sketches into digital line art. Um, but before we do that, I wanted to go over some things that had been brought up in my last video. Bring up Photoshop, which was I had glossed over a couple things with the tools. Um, Mostly I was just trying to go over things really quick to get a basic idea of where everything was. Um, in regards to the toolkit, when I was talking about the dodging and burning and pure colors, uh, dodge works the same way burn does, as it does not affect pure colors and black and white. Just to clear that up. Um, this is where the layers are. Um, and you can add different layers by clicking on this button and just overall. All right, well, we're going to move on to turning sketches into line art. Line art is basically the black lines that you would ink over an image. These are all sketches. I'm currently working on a poster, 50 jobs from A to Z. Actor, architects, artist, and astronaut have already been completed. As you can see from their sketches, they're pretty rough, which is how sketches, can be. These are just ideas. And we basically take these ideas and we turn them into finished product. A is for actor. There's the actor, the architect, the artist, and the astronaut. All right. And today we are going to work on the astronomer. Now, for those who don't know a lot about digital art, a lot of digital artists used digitizers or pen tablets or tablet PCs or tablets. I know it sounds pretty repetitive, but they are different things. I use a bamboo Wacom or Wacom Bamboo Create. Fairly decent sized tablet, and it's fairly pricey, but after years of doing digital artwork, I felt it was worth its price. Um, I also use my mouse for a lot of things and a lot of keyboard shortcuts. And so what we're going to do, I have this picture here, and I want to pull it off of the initial picture because I don't want to work on this giant canvas. So I'm just going to take the lasso tool, and I'm just going to slowly work my way around with my digital pen and, copy it. So it would be Control C to copy, and then I would go over to New or Control N, and for the title it would be 5 of 50 astronomer. Yeah, spelling's not my strong suit, by the way. Hit OK. It pulls it off the clipboard. We might have to make that a little bigger. Then to paste it on, Control V, and there we go. We got our little picture. We're definitely going to have to make that bigger. So we will go under Image to Image Size, and here's the current dimensions of this picture. 615 pixels wide and 278 pixels high, or 2.05 inches and a little under an inch in height. And then there's resolution. That's how many pixels per inch, which that involves how high quality the image will turn out, overall. I want this at least to be 124 in width. Actually, I really want it to be at least 600 in height. And as you can see, when you change these, they're linked, which you can also take that off and change it. And there's different buttons here. You can do it by percents and by pixels and centimeters, whatever your preference really is. But I want at least to be 600 pixels in height, and that will obviously increase the size of the file. So boom, it's up there. There's a lot of wasted space. What I want to do is kind of highlight. No, what I want to do is just erase some of it. So I'm gonna hit the brackets to increase the size. Just I still have the opacity down from a different time. All right, so we're just going to clear that up a little. We're going to get rid of this background because we don't need it. Hit the paint bucket to make it white again. You don't have to do that, I just do that. I'd like a little more room to work with, so Control T will bring up free transform, and I'm going to hold that on the shift key, and it's going to get smaller until it gets to a size that I like. And then I would click on just anywhere else and apply those changes. Put the white back in after I deselect. Alright. And then we're going to go down here to this button right here. And we're going to add a new layer. We're going to right click on layer 1, and that is going to be our sketch layer. That way we know that that is where the initial sketch is. And layer 2 is going to be our ink layer. Now when I ink, I go to the brush tool, or you hit B, and I look at the size of what I got going on here. It's a fairly small image, so we're definitely not going to have a size of 20 pixels for doing this picture. See, it's just going to be huge. So you can hit the left bracket, and it will lower the size. I'll probably stick to about a 6 or 7, maybe a 5. 5 will do. 5 will do. So here we have this real basic kind of sketch with the telescope and the lettering and whatnot. From here, it's like we just got to design it. And I can talk about theory and whatnot, but I'll just show you this. There will be no time lapse. I'm just going to do it from start to finish. All right. First off, I got to decide whether or not I want this to be a male or female. I've already done 4 males so far, so why don't we do a little combo breaker and do a female. So that still might be a bit too big. That ear is obviously in the wrong place. This was a fairly quick sketch, so it's not a lot of planning involved in this one. But it will come out in the end. Now for doing like these kind of lines here that you're seeing, I am holding down the shift key and then clicking with my mouse, sort of just building the telescope. I don't like how that goes. Big. Since this is more of a cartoony style, I'm really not going for perfect. I mean, I am going for clean and, you know, professional looking, but ultimately I want this just to be kind of fun and quick. Probably zoom out for that. All right. That's just a little too much, so 150. That's a little better. All right. Currently, we're still using the mouse to. Now you can do this with the pen, but it doesn't come out quite the same. I might have to do something different. Bring up another layer just so I can go over top of this. And then kind of implausible. I mean, I think that's actually probably a pretty weak base. But it's a cartoon. Wrong layer. So dial that down. The good thing about digital artwork is if it's not perfect on the first stroke, just hit Control-Alt-Z and it'll go back. Reduce the size a little. Sorry about that, phone ring. All right. All right. It's good enough for now. All right. Reduce the size of the brush just a little. It's kind of a junky looking telescope, I guess. All right. Her eyes need to be looking down more. So. All right. Take it back up a notch. Yeah, hunchback. Now we gotta even this out. Now, I mean, a lot of people will go out through and they start really planning these out. I mean, sometimes it's better to just kind of go on the fly. You may be thinking that's a really beefy arm, but it's actually a coat. So I imagine it's cold out where she's at. I don't like the way that looks. Alright, it's coming along. If you ever have any comments or questions that I don't answer in these videos, always feel free to leave them. Leave a comment, and I will do my best to answer it or find out for you. I'll erase that. I don't like the way that looks. It's all about making it, the illusion of it being more, I guess you'd say. Okay. Now I want to kind of give the lens at the end a little bit of a curve, but not erase that. I like that the way it is. So I'm going to go over here to this ink tool, and I'm just going to make that. You just left click, left click, left click. Hold down on control in the very center button, and it's just going to bring it out a little bit. Okay, once you get what you want, left or right click, left click on stroke path, and it will take your brush tool and it will stroke across it. Then you will right click again and left click on delete path. Voila. Now a lot of you are asking, well, why didn't I just do that for the rest of the image? That's because I reserve that for only certain things that I are either really lazy at doing or are really technical objects, a lot of objects. People, I find, are a little more free-flowing, and I would rather just use my pen tool or my digital pen here. And I'm just going to go through and clean up some things that I see maybe don't like. Definitely that. Erase. Really terrible hand, really. We'll go back and fix it. I don't really care for it. Too much of a claw, I guess. Alright, brush tool. Let's just get rid of the whole thing there. Alright. Just gonna give her mittens. Because it's cold out. And you should have mittens when it's cold out. Alright, she's got her mittens. No kittens, I guess. Alright, so now I'm going to bring up another layer just because I want to kind of give the feel like she's outside. Erase. Just in case. Alright. But this just looks like she's on an open plane or something, so it doesn't quite look right. So, no. You know what? Actually, this just it's going to be too even, too straight for being outside, I guess. So, Control A, delete. We'll just hand draw it. There's my brush. Sometimes I lose it on this big white screen. Actually, before we do that, we got a lot of empty space here that we are just not going to need ultimately. Actually, merge layer 1 with that, so ink layer is now that. Don't really need the sketch so much anymore. Because I've kind of moved beyond that. And we can move this wherever we desire. Blue. Jeep. Alright, it looks like we got rid of all that white. Alright. But we're going to use our cropping tool and enter. Boom. That's gone. B for brush. Z for zoom. B for brush. Now, let's make some grass. Take it down. No. No. It's running a bit thin and we are on the wrong layer. That happens. I do it all the time. Switch that around. That's the layer we want. Let's take it back up to 4 pixels just because I didn't like the way it looked on 3. It's really hard to decide how you want to go about and draw your grass. I just want a couple of things sticking up. You know what? I just don't like the way it looks. It's all about what you like, because you're the one drawing it. You have to live with it. Yeah, that looks better. Erase those monstrosities. Oh no! Control Z. Love that. Just get rid of it. Brush. Pew, 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 pew. No, those are too big. Can't use them. Erase. Brush. Brush, 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 brush. A lot of brushing going on here. Yeah. You may be wondering what that clicking noise is, which I should probably disable it, but it's like a default sound for whenever my pen tablet hits the tablet. My computer decides to make it go click, 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 click. Don't ask me why. I leave it up there. I like the sound, I guess. Alright. Erase. Guess what, folks? We drew it on the wrong layer again. That's okay. Easy fix. See, whenever you hit Control Z, whatever layer you were on when you were trying to Control Z back to, it will change your layer to that layer. It's kind of annoying, and if I could turn it off, I would. If anybody knows how, please tell me. I would love to know. I probably should just go through and check the preferences. That might need to be a little smaller. Yeah. We'll make it work. We will make it work. Because, that's life. Things happen. You get over it. You draw really awesome drawings and you call it a day. Alright, now, it is nighttime. So, there's a star, there's a star. Brush. Brush, brush. These will probably all be taken up anyway, so. We'll just wait till we blacken the screen. Right bracket the increase size. Now I hope you're all doing this in full screen because you may not be able to see all the little nuances and details that are involved. Alright. Well, I think that is enough for one episode. This is just the basic drawing of the astronomer. In our next episode, we will go over putting in the rest of the background, putting up flat color, and possibly lighting and shading, depending on how long this takes. Once again, my name is Joe, and thanks for coming to my channel. If you like this video, please click on like or even subscribe, or feel free to leave a comment down below. Good night.